materials used for the waterfalls. So the first waterfall we built, now this one looks the way it does because I had to tear it all apart. I had to pull the rock off and everything. It worked great until I used it the second time. After I got the rock on, and then I wanted to run the water through it to see where the water was going to flow, how the was actually going to look. And what ended up happening is, see, this is foam board that is paper bagged. What ended up happening is the paper gets saturated, it separates off the foam, and then it starts to delaminate. And as you can tell by like the big pieces here that are missing, it was just delaminating. On top of it, once the stuff gets really, really saturated with water, it kind of becomes real flimsy. Like right now, it looks pretty rigid. It wasn't. And actually, this took, I would say, the better part of a week to probably dry out after I take everything off. So the idea of it pretty much has stayed the same. I made a couple changes, and I found a different material. Now, what I ended up going with, because where this is going is in the trash. So what I ended up going with was, this one's wet because I tested it out and used it. Corrugated plastic, kind of base it off of this. So there was still the internal hole here, which will, hold the charcoal, the ammonium remover, the little bioactive beads, whatever these things are, I can't remember. Which all of that is in the other video. That'll hold all of that. Now what I did do that was differently, instead of having one whole compartment here that would house the actual pump, I kind of cut all that out, and then I left the pump area down below, still screened in, and it still has the foam going around it for extra protection. I don't want sand or debris getting into the pump, along with the screen. On top of it, the foam here will kind of be like a bioactive type of deal. There will be bacteria can grow in there, things like that. Also on the inside in here, dripping water all over me, I have 2 pieces of foam coming out. And that's just to create more area for bioactivity. And so the hose comes up into here, and it has been hot glued in. It stops about midway in one of the pieces of foam. There's another piece of foam on it, so as water comes up, even if I manage to get debris in here, okay, it'll get trapped in here. And then with the ammonia remover, charcoal remover, the other bioactive type of deal, and then on the top, I'll have these 2 pieces of black foam as just more as an aesthetic. But what I will be doing too is probably putting, kind of thought about putting some type of plant, maybe a moss, but I also didn't leave a whole lot of room, and now that I think about it, the moss grows down in there. The water, I think, will make it really hard to try to come out. So I might just put like rock over it so as it comes out of the rock. What I also did here is I put these little shells. So as the water comes out of this front part here, so it'll come out, it fills this up. Now the holes in this corrugated plastic are actually filled in with hot glue. I think I'm going to go ahead and knock these out because I was liking, as the water filled in, it was coming through some of these holes and dripping straight down, as to opposed to coming over, and I think I can get a little bit more uniform of a shower type of deal. I guess it would come down as a shower. So as it fills up though, I have this lower part of the lip. The lip comes into here, little mini waterfall. It fills this area up, and then that spills over this edge. I'm going to have to kind of play with the pump volume adjustment, and I think I might have it. I might have to play with it a little bit more. Just so that way it's not, because when it was turned all the way up, it was very, very, very powerful, and it was always too much. So I backed it down a little bit. I might need to back it down a little bit more, pull it up a little bit more. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll do that once I get all the rock on. I can see where it's going to go. But, so everything's been hot glued in. I got silicone on most of the edges, for the most part. Except for a couple little spots here on the inside, but I'm going to be doing that fine. So, the only, I guess one thing I am kind of worried about on this is when I attach it, am I going to hot glue the rocks on? Am I going to, how am I going to attach them, I guess? I could use silicone. I don't really want to use silicone because it doesn't hold that fast. So I might go ahead and use the hot glue. But, you know, just as the same as the other one, got screen coming in here with foam. I kind of like this design. It's very lightweight. It doesn't take up as much space, so it gives me a little bit more room in the terrarium. But this was the same waterfall I made. Sorry I didn't do a video on it. Just kind of how things worked out, I guess, so to speak. And but I do think that once everything's said and done, it goes in here. I think you guys will really like that. So, don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos I have. Depends on what you're into, but I have a lot of different things. So, thanks for watching.